Uh,
What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
This is
everybody.
Tuck, Prina, of course. And for those of you that might check in the beginning, you can hear me being very rude and everything. So I
He
just
was
want to take
being
this
extremely
moment
rude.
that I apologize, Prina, and I am very sorry. And I will do my job to have snacks and stuff like that ready for everybody next time.
Yeah,
But I did have some water, so if Aquafina want to give up a sponsorship once we start doing our thing, I appreciate it. Everything. But ladies and gentlemen, man. I am so happy that the first episode is one of my closest friends. Oh man, my brunch buddy, my drinking buddy,
Thanks, buddy.
my let's talk about music buddy.
I don't drink.
Not named. My homie, teacher, musician, songwriter, Darnell Miller, ladies and gentlemen. Darnell Miller.
Can we get
What's
like
up,
some
yeah?
clapping in the background?
Okay.
You know what? You didn't have to be that.
The
loud.
audience is over there.
Yeah, but he's editing pictures and looking at us and everything. So Darnell, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm running off of love today. I'm running off of the love in this room. I only had like 2 hours sleep,
Oh wow.
so I've been going.
Why is that?
Because
It's the life of a musician.
Yeah.
You know how they do. That's how they operate.
I can see I'm gonna be mute this kind of conversation.
What?
We got the musician and we got Prina, who is everything but music.
Wow.
I don't know if that came out right.
It didn't.
It did come. It came out.
I was trying to be smart, but then I had to cut myself off because you got your gun today.
Stop it.
And you know, I'm a big dude. It take me about 3 blocks to get to my top running speed, and it's only good for half a block.
Look, man.
So-
Look, man.
Oh my
That
God.
bullet hit you. It got layers to go through. You're gonna be all right, just like myself.
Hey. I don't shoot my friends.
So Darnell, what's going on with you, man? How's everything?
Everything is everything. Just living life, working hard, hustling, trying to do the music thing full time once again. That's what I'm
Awesome.
trying to do. That's
Yeah.
what
So
I'm
for
doing.
people that don't know you, you said once again.
Mhm.
How was that career?
Well, not too long ago, in a land far, far away, I was, most people know me as a guitar player. As a guitar player that plays for different artists. I worked a lot in the gospel industry. So I played for Ty Tribbett for a number of years, which was actually one of the best.
Nice.
Just one of the best situations. The band, everything was great. It was like a family, and so we did that for a number of years. Recorded a couple albums, traveled around the world a few times, I guess, and then just kind of ended up taking a different path, like for a couple of years. So now I'm trying to go back, start over, but like rebranding myself. Is that?
Yep.
sense?
That's a
So, most people know me as a musician that plays for gospel artists, but now it's like I'm kind of like retooling that as a artist and a musician and a songwriter and all that, but not really doing gospel music. And it's not difficult, it's just interesting when people ask you and you tell them, and the reactions are interesting.
So what other instruments do you play? Or what all instruments do you play?
My main instrument is guitar. Now, when I'm like writing or recording, I play every instrument. So
Okay.
like I just, pound it out on the keyboard, pick up the bass, whatever. I even played banjo on a song one time.
Nice.
When I'm recording, I play every instrument.
Hold on, you said banjo?
Banjo.
Banjo.
See, I didn't even know that. And
Yeah.
I hang with you.
Yeah, I did a song I did banjo on it. So I've been trying to teach myself how to play banjo. And I've only played in public once ever, and that was at Warm Daddy's like 3 years ago
Warm Daddy.
in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had a couple
Yeah.
artists perform there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
So what's going on now? You working on EP, I hear.
I am working on this EP, and I'm hyped. The name of the EP is called Jesus and Jameson, And
Jesus and Jameson.
Jesus and Jameson.
Yes, he said Jesus and Jameson.
Yeah.
Now you know that's something that you definitely got to play with a cup in hand and everything.
Yeah, it's for the drinkers. It's
I'm not even that shocked. I mean, you did say that you guys were friends.
Yeah, but Jesus and Jameson. You know how catchy that is.
Yes,
it's very catchy. That's really how the whole thing came about. That's how it really came about.
Marketing pitch.
And then if it goes far enough, I could approach Jameson.
Absolutely.
And we could
better.
Oh, I plan on it. I plan. It's like this album has two big
better.
opportunities. Like I could, if I play it right. So with the title Jesus and Jameson, and then I have another song called Memphis, where I'm just really talking about the city of Memphis.
Okay.
So hopefully, like either one of them. No, you know what? I promise you, I woke up one day and was like, I want to write a song called Memphis.
Wow. Have you been?
Oh, I've been many times, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Memphis is like a second home to you.
No, actually, Nashville.
Nashville's the second home.
Nashville didn't sound as catchy as Memphis. And plus, like, every time I've been to Memphis, I've never been able to, like, really see the Memphis I wanted to see. Like, I never really got a chance to go to the Lorraine Motel and all those things. High Records, all those, music landmarks. Because Memphis is a soul city.
Mm-hmm.
Still is. Even though, people say Elvis. What did Chuck D say? Elvis was a hero to most. But
Hold up, Memphis is a soul city? Because I didn't know. I mean, I knew Memphis was big with, I heard Elvis,
yeah,
but
see,
Isn't Kay Michelle from there?
she might be.
She either is from there or she went to college there on a yodeling scholarship.
I could see that.
Yodeling?
Scholarship.
I could see that too.
Yes.
Now I'm hearing her voice in my head. But Al Green is in Memphis. Spent his whole life in Memphis.
Nice.
His daughter, who sings now, is in Memphis. Like, it's a soul city.
They don't get no more soulful than
Yeah, Al Green. Come on now. Al Grit's green.
Right.
So tell us about this EP.
So the EP is called Jesus and Jameson, and it's just it's like it's like a blues based record. So if you are a fan of, and I try not to like really compare, but like if you like listening to like Gary Clark or like John Mayer, like stuff like that, it's very in that vein, blues based, a lot of guitar playing, because people know me as a guitar player. So I wanted my first solo statement to be a guitar heavy record.
Okay.
But there's something for everybody. There's ballads. There's a ballad for the ladies.
Nice.
There's like a rock blues song. There's like a soul blues song. So it's blues based, but it's like wrapped up in like some of these different styles, and it has a heavy spiritual undertone.
I want to know your inspiration for the title.
I think it came out of a conversation. And I was like, sometimes I'm a little bit Jesus, sometimes I'm a little bit Jameson. And I was like,
it. It's very catchy.
I'm gonna write a song called Jesus and Jameson.
I like it.
I mean, it makes sense. That's who we are. I grew up in church, had a church upbringing all my life.
Okay.
I was in church all day Sunday, and on Wednesdays you had to be at church, and then, and then when it was discovered I had talent, I was always in church.
Oh, yeah.
So they would just threw me on stage and made me do everything. But growing up in church, there's this whole thing of you have to, everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be fine. You have no problems, you're this, you're that. While like when you go home, you're broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you don't have the answers. Like, we're supposed to always have all the answers and everything is supposed to be right. That's not even true. You know what I mean? Like, really, like, light can't exist without dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, every friend has to have a foe. He-Man needs Skeletor. That's why he never killed them, because he needs them.
It's kind of like Batman and Joker. And
yeah.
Things like that. Like, you need good and evil.
Because it's balanced. Like, you can't be like two this way, and you can't be two the other way.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense, because the big saying is, if you were perfect and you didn't need religion,
Right.
then you wouldn't go. If
Exactly.
you didn't need religion, you wouldn't go to church.
No one is
You'd be
perfect.
perfect.
No one is perfect. And if they say they are perfect, there's a little man behind the curtain, like in the Wizard of
That's
Oz.
ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and people set themselves up to fail. That's why, like, preachers are committing suicide and this, that, and the other, because you're setting yourself up to fail. There is no such thing as perfection. The only thing perfect on this earth is love.
Perfect love.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's it. Jesus and James. And so we need both, yin and yang. So I don't front. And we hide. If you believe in a something bigger than you that kind of like knows everything from the ending to the beginning, like, why are you trying to front?
That is so true.
Just live your life, and then if you live long enough and you walk this road, stuff starts to work itself out.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my philosophy.
So, do you have any other artists featured on your EP?
I have a
Anybody
few.
you recognize?
I don't think anybody you would recognize, just like some friends of mine.
But
There's
you
a
can shout
local
them out. You
there's a
can shout
local
them out.
artist who's on the first single that was released a few months back called Bastard. And his name is Pat Kane. Really dope cat. And I have this song called Memphis. It features like, I call them the Jamin Girls or the Whiskey Girls. but it's like it's a couple of girls in there. It's Nikki Blue. She's a local singer,
Blue.
but she's sang all over the place. Another young lady by the name of Tracy Harris, phenomenal vocalist. She sung for everybody, from Mariah Carey to
Cool.
and then I forget who else. Oh, a buddy of mine, an artist from Nashville, Second Home. He played organ on the project, and right now he's on tour with the Rascal Flatts. So he actually recorded his organ mid-tour. Like, he was,
Cool.
he's like, I'm home for a couple of days. Let me do this organ for you. And I have the title track, Jesus and Jameson, it just has too many people on it. Yeah.
I love that. That name is very catchy.
See?
I
And you
like
can
it.
could you
I
see it
like
on the
it.
t-shirt?
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Nobody
Definitely
will
can see
forget
that on a
it.
t-shirt.
Nobody will forget it. I know that much.
With the right look and the right type and the right feel, that's the goal. Like, is to really take this, because artists today, you can't just put music out. You have to think of other avenues. You know
Just
what I'm
don't
saying?
have Jesus holding a Jameson bottle.
Oh no, I won't do that.
Don't.
I don't. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to scare some people. I do want to sell some records.
Listen, yeah. Like I said, we got enough to answer to. When we
I know.
right?
I do want to. I do want to sell some records. All right.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that, because I actually took a picture with a young lady with a bottle of, I think it was Absolute, and the Bible in the other hand. And
No.
yeah, I mean, the shoot was going.
Well, the question was she half naked?
Oh,
No, she wasn't half.
See. Oh.
Y'all know how to take a complete conversation and just go all the way left with it.
But it was a dope picture, and a lot of people liked it, but some people was kind of like, yo, that was
They were
so
offended.
I'm sure.
I don't
Because
get
the thing that we was describing in the picture was that after a wild night, she was cradling the Bible and realizing the night was wrong, so she cradled the Bible to kind of get back and get
I
right
get that.
and stuff.
I mean, I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, she went so far left that she was like, yo, I knew I was wrong for that.
right.
I need to, like, go back and,
And
I get it.
And that's what that was.
And then she was probably naked because that represents the truth and honesty.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Bible in the hotel drawer thing. They
never understood
already
that.
know what you,
God bless those people.
No, because back in the day, people would go to a hotel to commit suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
They would go
right.
to hotels to commit suicide. They'd be left alone, nobody could stop them.
And so the Gideons,
So
whatever
they
they're called,
started-
yeah.
Yes, they started putting Bibles in the drawers of the nightstands in hotels.
Yo, did not know that.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
And that's,
why
Prina,
they-
that's why you're here.
Yeah,
So we can know.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, okay.
Now
Bible.
Now they commit suicide on Facebook.
Yeah.
They need to have pop-up
Yeah, this
Bible.
social media thing.
Yeah.
Man. Oh man, you
You know.
completely abuse this, and it could be a really good tool. and it's not bad. I
No.
think they aid people who already don't have all the answers.
You think
I think
it pushes people?
I think they do. I think they use their tools and resources because they really only care about the numbers.
Yeah.
So
True.
you know,
Everything's
just like
about
any
the
other
bottom
business,
line.
just like any other business.
Everything's about the bottom line.
It is, and
Everything.
we rely on it too much. So
Yeah.
you know, I guess they depend on our weakness and you know our insecurities, that sort of thing. Low self-esteem. They kind of feed off of that.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. They show us all these images, you
Yeah,
know,
it's crazy.
and like, people think I'll never attain it. I can't have, you know, and we compare ourselves to that, but that's not even real.
Yeah, I've seen like photos with thousands of likes, and I'm like, but they also like the chick with the big booty that had the Bill Cosby face. Like, one chick looked like Cedric. She looked like Cedric the Entertainer in the face.
I
A
don't know
little
who you
Nipsey Russell around the eyes.
I don't know who you talking about,
And
but,
it didn't matter because she was in a bikini. I'm like, what on earth has this world come to?
well, you know, okay.
Yeah,
Bill Cosby did.
I'm saying.
I mean, you got me at Bill Cosby. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
no.
Like he clicked.
And people were still
They
liking
were
the
still liking the pictures.
Well, you know,
Didn't
because I
matter if
guess
she
it was
in a
kind of
bikini.
absurd. Because, you know, we like absurdity, too. We like,
That's so true.
we love ratchet, we love absurdity, we
we
love
love ratchet.
you could put, like, you could be on Instagram, like, look at me feeding these homeless children. You get, like, 5 likes. You come back, like, an hour later, and you're, like, beating the hell out of somebody, or you got, like, 1,000 likes, you know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, we do embrace fight videos.
Yeah.
We just add to the foolishness.
I used to watch them. I don't watch them
Draw
anymore.
more
Like, I
attention to
just...
ourselves. I don't watch them. I don't
Yeah.
repost them. I don't see that crap. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't-
Not at all. I always think, and you know what, anymore, I guess as I'm getting older, or seasoned, I always think of myself, like, I'll say, would I be cool if that was like my kid? You know what I mean? Somebody's
Right.
beating the crap out of my kid and somebody's videotaping it
Yeah.
and going live and posting it and all these comments. Would I be cool with that?
Right.
Nah.
Or how could anyone video it and like nobody do nothing?
Right.
You know, back in the day, at least someone would intervene.
Exactly.
Now everyone is
People are
like-
scared to intervene anymore. Like,
Yeah.
really, they are. They're
Yeah.
scared to go against the grain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
That's
older
weird.
folks or parents or that neighbor. You know that neighbor when we were younger. That neighbor would come out and be like, "Come on," grab you by your throat, take you to your mama. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Get your hand off of me. I'm gonna call the police.
Exactly. They pulling out guns and stuff,
Yeah.
harming older people. Like the respect is gone. The
Yeah.
respect is completely gone.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane.
Now, the song Bastard, how did that come about?
You're asking good questions because you're keeping me on task. I have a problem
Yeah,
with
we
it.
went left, didn't we?
Bastard, that came. I don't know if I was sitting in my small classroom at work. I don't know where I was, but I just remember the line coming into my head. I used to be a bastard, but now I know where I belong. So like I have been going through all this stuff, all this personal stuff, and you know, my mom's health and just the gig I had dried up without warning. You know, we all got our Prince and the Revolution pink slips without warning. You know,
Wow.
and I had just moved into my apartment, like literally just moved. So I just moved in, went away for like 4 or 5 shows, came back home, and then like thought everything was okay, and found out that that particular person was already in the next town with like 7 musicians. And so I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I just moved, blah, yada, yada. And then my mom was sick. A lot of crazy stuff was going on. And I was like, dang. And everything that I had become identified with, or everything that people knew me by, was gone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, from playing at this gig to being at this church to doing this to doing that. So everything that I even thought I was gone. So I basically felt like disowned, like I was a bastard, just wandering. And then but then at this time I was a good buddy of mine, Javi Diaz. He kind of started coming around, and he was like, "Let's just go do some gigs," And I would have my guitar, he would have his cajon. It's like a percussion instrument, and we would just pop up at like a coffee shop and just start playing. So that became like therapy. So we started doing more gigs. We recorded a single, yada yada yada. And I just remember one day writing this line down, and I was like, I got this idea. But as a songwriter, sometimes you get ideas and you get lines, and the song can't be finished until you like live through a few more things to finish it. So for a while, all I did was have this line, I used to be a bastard, but now I know where I belong, because I was just coming out of that. So now after like I came out of all that confusion, that whatever, then I was able to finish it. But like that was a great time, because I was just playing different places, and really got to see what it was like to kind of play locally and come back home and all that kind of stuff. So that song was just born out of all the crap that I was going through. I used to be a bastard, but now I know where I belong.
Now, the one part I want to ask you about is Pat Kane's part. Actually, I just got a chance to meet him, and
did you?
Got a chance to take a selfie, because I know he was kind of like, okay, who the? I was
kind of scared.
I was like, yeah, because I'm all big over him. I'm like, yo. I said, you sung on Darnell's track, and he's like, yeah, because this was at the Nomad. He was setting up. But I think you was still in the studio.
Yeah.
And stuff. So we took a selfie, and I said like, yo, I love your part, man. Like that's the part that I kind of rewind, like, yeah, because he kind of takes you there on that nice little mellow trip. So how did that come about?
Well, here's the funny thing. I don't know if I should really say it like this. Like, I had wanted to work with Pat Kane, not on this particular song. Actually, I wanted to. There's an artist from Philadelphia named Ben O'Neill, who coincidentally was before I joined Ty Tribbett. He was the guitar player in Ty Tribbett. So we've always had this weird relationship. And then, just weird relationship. But Ben is a great artist, singer, songwriter, everything. And I actually was trying to get, I wanted Ben to do that part. But Ben, I think, was out with John Legend or something, so I couldn't get him. But then I actually was at the Nomad one night, and I was listening to Pat, and I was like, yo, he would destroy this part. So we went in, and I really didn't know how he would do, because he plays guitar on it too. Like all that slide guitar, that's him. And he played acoustic guitar. I put him to work. I put him to work.
I just thought you sang. I didn't know he was playing the guitar too.
Yeah, so we got in, and I was like, we don't know how this is going to work, so we had him do all the guitar, and we had him do the vocals. And the minute he started singing, we were like, yeah, this is it. He sounds like a Neil Young. Like, it's really cool. And then he was like, can I double my voice? When he did that, it was like magic. And so I was like, well, I got to go in and sing over top of that. Something. But, yes, that's how that happened. I'm actually glad that we were able to do it. We've never performed it live, though.
So that one part, you actually wrote the whole song.
I wrote the whole thing.
Made that one part his.
Mm-hmm. I wrote it. I told him what to play, how to play it. Told him what to sing. But I told him to do it his own way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's
A lot of people talk about that part in the song, like, what made you think about it? I don't know. When you write,
because the song gives you that, that nice little groove and everything.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he comes in and it's like, yeah, I'm just mellowing you out. Yeah. Now you can get back to the groove and everything.
I don't know where it came from. I was just like, when you write, you just feel it. You know what I mean? And if it feels like it fits, you do it. Like the song really has no real structure if you listen to it, but it works.
You know what? You say that. I'm sure you knew TC.
Yeah.
TC.
Yeah.
He wrote like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I owned a recording studio some years ago.
Okay.
And he was like a fixture, like a piece of furniture
in
there. I had to put him out every night.
His studio
like,
rat.
TC, it's time to go. We're closing up. But when you were talking about how you write, and sometimes it really had no. He wrote a couple songs for some girls that I managed at the time, and he would just sit and just grab an instrument and just start playing, or grab a keyboard and just start pounding, just start singing, and we like,
What is he doing?
What is he doing? Did you write that? And it's just off the dome. It was just amazing to watch, and it made sense, and it was always extra soulful. So that's who
he was, man.
When you were just talking, that's exactly who came to mind.
That's who he was,
Thomas
man.
Clay. Rest in peace, Thomas.
You know, that was hard.
Yeah,
like I didn't even go to the funeral because I didn't want to like remember him. I want to remember him how I last saw him.
That was very hard.
You know, and all I remember when he was a little boy. You know, and I was working at the Christina Cultural Arts Center. He would come in. He'd be like, "What's up, y'all?" I used to call him Batman. This was before his voice changed. So he would always come in singing, and I said, "You sound like Batman from Immature." I forget the guy's name, Marcus Houston, because they was all I was like, "You sound just." So every time he'd come in, he would sing that song, "I will never,"
Nasally.
And I would just watch him, like, whatever you showed him, he would take it and do something with it. He would go to the drum room, same thing,
Amazing musician.
And he just hung around people that were doing it. That's the key.
Yes, he did.
He hung around people that were doing it, and look what happened. And he just won a Dove Award, which is like the contemporary Christian music's equivalent of like a Grammy. He just won a Dove Award for like best gospel song or something.
Awesome.
Yeah. Rest in peace, TC.
Kid,
But yeah, when it comes. Like when I'm at home and I'm writing, like you just have to give into it. Like I've said this a couple times and people will look at me crazy, but there's times like I've started like an idea and I blacked out, and then like next thing I know, there's a whole song done.
Okay. So do you leave it and then return to it later?
I leave it, sleep on it, come back to it, and like, yo, that's kind of dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I write all the time, so like I write in my sleep. I just don't always wake up to.
It's funny to talk to artists because they say the same thing. They say it differently, but it's the same concept. Their writing styles are so similar.
Yeah.
It's the same way. It's just like either I feel it, I have to tuck it away and return to it later.
Yeah.
Or, I'll be going through something and it will give me all of it. Like I'll be, oh my God, I gotta write that down.
I remember. I will not forget this. I mean, I was in love at the time too, so that had a lot to do with it. I wrote this song called Collision, and I remember it was a birthday present.
Okay.
It's a birthday present because I was in love, and I literally wrote this song and tracked it in 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then I said, check your email at 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? I sent the song. She was like,
and tracked it out in 15 minutes.
Yo, but when I
hold up, she didn't stay with you. You wrote her a song.
That's the reason for come.
Deep.
That's the reason for Come Home. That which is on the Jesus and Jameson album.
Damn. Chick write me this song. Nah, I probably mess it up.
But I used to do that. I used to write, like, those were my birthday presents. I would write songs. And
That's awesome.
Like
That's
like
special. That's unique.
Like Prince. Like Prince would give his girlfriend the whole album. I'm going to just write an album for you.
Yo, that's deep. I
know, right? That's smooth.
Yeah.
That's some Alexander O'Neal type shit.
Yeah, hold on.
Innocent. I love Alexander
Let me
O'Neal.
take that down. That was a note and everything.
I love Alexander O'Neal.
I know, right?
Oh, I hate. Well,
Yo, let me tell you this. We were going to brunch at this one spot before he tore it down and moved out of business and
Rest in
everything like
peace.
that at Santa Fe.
oh,
And every
we miss you,
time
Shay.
we would get in the car to head home, I would try to play something just to get him started because I know he loves that Minneapolis sound.
Yeah.
He loves that 80s soul sound.
Yeah.
He loves it. So I'll put something in and he'd be like, "Well, what you know about this?" And I'm flipping through my little Spotify playlist. No, you don't know about this, boy.
It's always-
I got the original version.
It's always like some Midnight Star, some.
Midnight
I
Star.
love that. You don't understand.
Yes.
Like you ask Tuck, that's my world. Midnight Star, SOS Band.
Well, that's
Dynasty,
what we remember
yes.
being good music.
It still
I
is.
had this conversation with somebody last night. Like, man, if the song is not at least 5-6 minutes, I don't really want to hear it.
And if they don't got a 12-inch remix that's 10 minutes,
Right. That's
forget
what
about
I'm
it.
saying. That's
Forget
what
about
I'm
it.
saying. That 10-minute extra extended version.
What?
But some of the
playing
things we
with us.
tell the younger generation is like, yo, I can get I get the trap music. I get it.
Oh yeah,
I get it. Like I need that when I'm in the club or whatever. And
You
I
know
need
what?
that energy. I get
I
it.
don't, but from a marketing perspective, I hate it. But from a marketing perspective, there is a need for it. There's a demand for it. So as a marketer, I know how to package it and sell it because that's what marketing people do. But I don't like it.
But
I don't like
the thing
it.
that
I won't support
the thing
it.
that I'm saying I have a problem with is that it just there's no content to it. It's just
oh yeah,
repetition.
it's like
I don't like the fact that it feels like they've watered down music and they've made it harder for the real artist. And I have a serious problem with that. I feel like they've diluted it to the point where, you know, if you want to go the route of a record label, the record labels are accepting crap now and they're paying for it. So if they can pay this trap artist to give them 2 minutes of grunting and, you know, whatever those noises is that they make and talk about crack and, you know, that kind of nonsense.
That's like my
that annoys
thing.
me.
Yeah, I don't
It takes
get
away
that.
from the real artists, like, you know, like Darnell and the other ones that actually put you know, time and effort into their craft, and you know, they really think about lyrics and putting lyrics together and writing real bars, and you know, they can really appreciate, you know, a good song. That drives me insane. That really drives me insane.
I don't get that.
And I actually lost a lot of respect for the record labels because of that. A lot of respect.
Record labels seem like they losing anyway.
I've been lost respect.
Yeah, I lost a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, because it's about the bottom line. It's not about, you know.
But it's costing them money in the end because they turn around, they, you know, sign a artist to a contract, and then they turn around and they're in prison. So they can't even fulfill the 5 or 6 year contract that they signed them to. The money is gone, or they got to go through litigation to get it back. It's a bunch of foolishness. Like, and I'm not even talking about the recent issues with artists. I'm talking about that's been going on for years.
True.
You know what I mean? Because they quick to sign somebody that they think can give them, and it's almost like a predatory lender. Predatory lender. If you know anything,
you're talking good.
I used to be a mortgage lender.
Right.
So when you talk about a predatory lender, they're going to give you a really, really high interest rate because they're going to try to get all their money up front because they know that you're high risk. You know what I mean? Kind of what the labels are doing. They're like, you know what? Nah, we're going to make this money. We're going to get this money because this is what these idiots want to hear right now. So we're going to give it to them. We're going to get all our money, as much as we can get back from them up front because, 12 months, 18 months, they might not be around. They know that.
You're talking real good right now.
They know that.
And that's probably why, like, the artists that come out now, they're all flashes in the pan.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that's sustaining. Right.
They're okay with it.
Because they get their money, roll out. Get their money, roll out.
So you're saying music is just, right now, it's just really disposable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the word. That is the word.
I've getting heated over certain artists that I'm like, ain't no way in hell they can have a recording deal. I've actually stopped being heated about it because I have to really, you know, put my thinking cap on and think to myself, there's no longevity in that shit. If it's not the genre altogether that's not going to last, I can pretty much tell a one-hit wonder.
Nowadays,
yeah, I'm like, there's no longevity in that.
That's not going to
go ahead and do all the twerking and booty popping you want to do in the club now to that shit because won't nobody know her name in about 5 years, or won't nobody know his name in about 5 years.
I was gonna say something like you're talking about somebody in general.
Nope, not at all, not at all. It's a trend anymore. So shit, pick one.
You can't even really say it's just this one. It's
so many.
It's just such foolishness.
Every couple months, something new.
Exactly,
and you're like, what is that?
Exactly. More crap for my kid or the neighbor's kid or your students to hear that they shouldn't be hearing.
My thing,
glorifying of foolishness.
My thing, you said, you know, it's like they're not saying anything. Like, and then the stuff they're saying is like all the drugs, and I mean, they're telling people that they want to kill themselves. Like, it's there right now. It's just like, when did it start being that? Like, Sugar Hill Gang, they look crazy, but guess what? When Don Cornelius passed on that microphone, they were very intelligent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that everyone gotta be like Mos Def and Talib Kweli. That's not what I'm saying.
No, we like diversity.
Because we love Eazy-E. Eazy-E was
diversity.
intelligent.
Yeah.
But like now, it's just like, I don't know what y'all doing. I mean, I get it because every generation has their thing. Like, we had NWA, and then, you know, Master P and all that.
Say something different. You know what? You want to impress me? Say something different, though.
Right.
Because People been selling drugs forever.
Right.
People been carrying guns forever. People been doing block to this one and that one forever.
Have y'all seen that clip of, it talks about the evolution of like drugs and hip hop, where like in the beginning it was like, I can't take this, we got to get rid of the drugs because our neighborhoods is crazy, to like the
something like the message from
yeah. So in the late 80s, early 90s, it became, I just use this because I had to put money on the table, feed my kids, but I didn't want to do it. And now it's just like, we just all taking drugs.
For a Gucci belt.
Right.
For a Gucci belt.
It's like, we took the steps backwards.
Buying Versace, so stuff they don't even want us to buy.
Right. Right. And like, also like, it's bad enough that the average reading grade level in this country for young people is bad. And then you put out music that encourages that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it got to be...
Spoken like a true educator there.
Absolutely.
But when you think about it, it's like, because I don't know any young kids that actually read books or anything like that.
They don't even make it rhyme no more. Like,
right.
I can tell you dropped out before you even figured out how to rhyme.
Don't even rhyme.
Seriously,
right?
They just say whatever, and you waiting for a rhyming word, nigga.
But you know what? But that goes the same, like, on the other side of the spectrum with the rock bands, I don't even know if they even say words anymore because they just grunting and growling.
Yep.
Like, what kind of kids are you raising?
We have accepted some crazy stuff. We're doing some crazy stuff for money. And that's the sad reality of it. Like, we've accepted crazy stuff. Yeah. And truth be told, if we don't buy it, they're not going to sell it. We really need to learn the power of our money, the power of our dollar. If we don't buy that crap, the record, they're going to be like, hold up now.
What do you want?
We assumed you was going to pull in some money for us, and that's not happening. Mm-hmm. You're on to the next, because the record industry changes like every quarter.
Well,
every quarter they on to something else.
I mean, it might come back around. R&B is weird right now. Rap is weird right now. Yeah. It's all weird right now.
Well, we're glad to hear that you're putting out some good music.
Well, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. I'm already thinking about the next project already.
And with you being an indie artist, are you looking to just put out your own stuff, or are you trying to shop it to a label for maybe distribution? Or like, how does somebody in what's going to be 2018 do that now? Because everybody, you got people still like, oh, I'm trying to get a record deal, but necessarily a record deal ain't the way to go. Because that one guy, Chance the Rapper, he pretty much smashed the doors down.
Independent, man. I don't know. I think that
the grind is definitely different.
The grind is different, and it's a little bit harder. But you got to just be all in. You got to be all in. I think I've actually been having conversations about, okay, do I just want to approach like a little small label and put it out and just let them, so I can do a tour, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not really sign me, but just distribute the album, you know what I mean? Right. There's so many ways you could do it now.
Start your own.
Yeah, I've thought about that too.
Approach a label as a partnership.
Yep.
So that's the conversation that I've had with the two artists that I work with.
I'm looking for a team.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to build my team. All right.
I love this woman because she keeps me in my place because, I got a slick ass mouth. But, she puts up with none of that. But she's very knowledgeable in something that I enjoy, which is music. And I could just love to get her. I love to get her started. It's kind of like poking the bear. It's like,
I'm peeping game.
Go ahead, Prina. Go ahead, Prina. And she just goes at, and I just love it. Because she be dropping jewels that somebody that knows less would be like, oh, I'm going to hold a seminar and charge all y'all guys $300 a person.
Right.
And, we're going to have all these Delaware people thinking
that
they're getting valuable information where they're just getting rehashed and not full, completed information.
Yeah, I'm peeping game.
I like the independent
My radar is definitely.
I like the independent artists. I'm definitely a fan of the independent artists.
And they doing it right now. I mean, shout out to Jean Baylor.
Yeah, they just got her and her husband just got nominated for a Grammy. 2
Grammys. And I think they have a good chance of winning. And it's an independent project.
That's so
awesome.
Right.
Chance, I think, blew those doors open. I think he was one of the first.
Really awesome.
Now, let me ask you this, though, man. Being somebody who has been blessed to tour cross country, pretty much the planet, pretty much. How is it when you come back home and you see people that might have potential, but they're satisfied with being hood famous?
Wow.
Like they don't go any harder than hood famous. Like, but you look at it, you be like, yo, if you really buckled down and you really wanted to do something, you can make some noise, but they're comfortable with hood fame or Insta fame or whatever. You being, you know, somebody that's toured and stuff like that, do you try to help them, or you just kind of let their stones fall where they lay?
It's hard to change that little town mindset.
It's a mentality.
So
But the thing is, I live in an area where like all my boys, it was a good group of us, and we all ended up kind of like in our own way came up together. So if I was over here, you know, with Ty Tribbett, there was like 2 other cats that was out with Jill, or you know what I mean. It's weird, like we all kind of like went to that place together. So like when you come back home, and you know, there's cats I can think of off the top of my head, like wow, we need to work together. We need to try to do something.
It's gotta be a Monty, or Mark Dorsey, and
all those cats. You know, they get it, because once you're out there, you're just like, yo, let's just work.
Exactly.
Let's get it.
Yep.
But to someone that hasn't like really been there yet, if they have the potential and they have the hunger and they just need a leg up, you know, you have no problem saying like, yeah, let's do something. Let's try to make something happen. But what I see sometimes is that people like really, really want it, but they don't really like.
What you about to say? I'm hanging on. What you about to say?
They
Darnell?
They don't put in the work.
I was about to say, you know what? If I'm working harder than you are, we got a problem.
Yeah. And or
your hunger, your hustle better match mine.
Or one day like they want it, and then the next day like they want to do something else, and you know. And I've been through the look. I went through that when I was a little bit younger. But let me tell you, something kicked in at Millennium Park in Chicago. We did a gig at Millennium Park, and I remember just seeing a sea of people, like, oh, I'm somewhere else, and it's like thousands of people, and we're playing alongside Mary Mary, who at the time was like here, you know what I mean? And this, you know, like I'm seeing like all the people I grew up listening to, and I'm, you know, like, because I guess at one point I didn't think it could happen. But it actually happened. If you're at the right place at the right time, if you stay ready, and if you just be willing.
And you keep working on your craft.
Yep.
You better be ready.
So if you get your foot in the door, now that's the lesson I learned at the end. Like, you know, if you get in the door, you know, on one thing, learn what you can from whoever you connect yourself to in the industry, to like kind of, so you can go further.
Yeah.
If you want to, you know, you're a musician, maybe you want to learn how to be a producer. So you start, you know, learning about that.
Yeah.
So you suggest to people just start hanging out in the studio, even though you may not have any parts to lay that day?
You got to be ready.
You should just be there.
You know how I got the gig with Ty?
How?
Because I was always in the studio. Like, I was in there with Ty's keyboard player. Shout out to Seabass. Amazing producer. You know. I was always there. He was like, let's just go lay down some tracks. I don't know what we're laying down the tracks for. We were just laying down tracks. Then we'd be in Ty's crib. Ty would leave. We in his house cutting tracks. Then one day it was like, you know, we got a session with this girl named Algebra.
Darnell, I gotta stop you. He said, come let's cut some tracks, and you went, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've seen when we talk about the locals, if you say, come let's do this, why? How much you paying me? Like, yeah, I've seen that. And I'm like,
but we ain't nobody's nowhere to be paid.
And I've seen that, like, I'm just not giving my stuff away. Nobody's expecting you to give your stuff away.
Right.
But you do, there is a certain amount of risk. When you're an entrepreneur, period, there's a certain kind of risk. And there's also a smart way to do business.
Yeah.
And if you're linking up with the right people, you know what I mean? You surround yourself with some other shady folks, then yeah, you might have something to worry about. But if you're linking up with good people.
Yes. I was fortunate. You know, I think my situation is a rarity. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I was at this church, and Ty and his crew was coming in. Ty's keyboard player was like, "Yo, you know, I want to talk to you about like playing at the church." I was like, "Okay, I'll play." Next thing you know, it was like, "Yo, you got some dope ideas. Let's get together." So, I mean,
Wow.
look, I basically stayed at his house.
That's what's up.
Him and his wife. Like, I basically stayed at his house, and we would be up all night doing tracks. And at this time, Ty had just signed a deal with Sony, and so Ty had brought a studio in Cherry Hill. I'm gonna just say Cherry Hill.
Okay.
And so when that was built, we was always all night, no sleep.
No sleep.
All night cutting. People would walk in. I promise you, like, and I was just there. Sometimes I wasn't even cutting right away. I would, you know what I mean? And then like Eric Roberson would walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, boom. That led to a session with, you know what I mean? Dre from Dre and Vidal would walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, like, you kill it. I need to get your, you know what I mean? Like,
That's how
I was
it
just
happens.
there. And then
That's
next thing
how
you
it
know,
happens.
Ty's like, well, I guess you playing for us now. Okay.
Wow, that's what's up. And
You know.
just the
I know,
fact that you
that's
just being
awesome.
there.
Yeah,
And I think that's what these cats need to hear, because
Yeah.
what Karina was saying, everybody's like, "Oh, I ain't dropping that for free," or this and that.
Listen.
Hey,
Let me tell you,
I've heard that with my own ears, and I'm like,
this is an example.
humble yourself.
Let me see. Okay, like say you're like an amazing singer, right? Like, and I hear you singing and I was like, yo, you killing. And I say to you, you know what you should probably do? You should like, I know you're good, but if you want to get in, maybe you should think about like singing background for artists. Because that's a good way to get in. You make stable money, blah, blah, blah. But you tell me, I don't want to sing background for nobody. Like, I want to be the artist. I want to be the solo. Like,
Yeah.
that tells me you don't really, first of all, humble yourself, number one.
Humble yourself.
You, like,
Exactly.
so that means once you get there, you're not going to last.
Nope.
And you know what? Linda just joined. Linda from the Nomad. What's up, Linda? What's going on?
Linda.
Hey, Linda.
And that's a nice segue to my next question about as far as being a performer here in Delaware. What would you like to see venues? Because like the Nomad's a great venue. You know, we're like fixture. We're not a
Yeah.
Hope fixture,
Yeah.
but we're
Yeah,
fixtures. We're definitely fixtures. But what would you like to see in venues? Because we got Live Nation taking over the Queen and everything like that. What would you like them to bring down here to good old Delaware?
We really need, like, we have the Queen, we have the Grand, the Baby Grand, like they're giving us in play.
Right.
But we need like a few like small to mid-sized venues. And you know what I would like to see? Like all of these, and people might get upset with me, but all of these places that say that they have live music, like put an investment in that live music. You know what I mean? Like really invest in it. Shout out to Halogen Bar. They decided to like invest, putting a stage up there. They're like just making it artist friendly. You can't tell. First of all, you can't tell me you want live music, and then like my band has to bring everything.
You don't have a sound system.
Right. You have to bring
Keep that to myself.
You
everything.
got to bring a whole.
Oh
sound
no. Let's
The
say
whole
it.
sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are a venue that wants to have live music, if you want it to be right and consistent all the time, have your own sound system. Shout out to the Nomad.
Yeah.
Have your own sound
You
system.
need a board. You need something.
Yeah, that's the only way it's gonna. And you don't have to hire a sound man.
At
Look,
least have a house. If not, at least have a house DJ.
Listen.
Somebody that can.
listen. You go to those venues in Philly, the bartender will run that soundboard.
Yes, they will.
Turn me up, blah blah blah, and go back to making drinks.
Yes. Yes, they
Oh
will.
wow, it's just the fact of just having the right equipment.
Yeah.
Because if you like the way it sounds, you're more interested in coming back, and you're going to tell the world and tell other people, and they're
Yo,
going to be
that's
like, "Well, look,
Yeah.
Darnell spoke on this place. Let's go check it out and see if we can get a gig there."
Because musicians talk, and they'll be like, "Yeah, but you got to bring everything," and then drummers to be like, "Yeah, they ain't got no house set," so that's.
And the drummer usually has the biggest load to carry, so you ain't got no house set. He's like, "Oh shoot."
And
He
Warm-
got-
Warm
Let me get the
Daddies- you know
minivan.
Warm Daddies.
Uh-huh.
Warm Daddies is not the hugest venue, but they're consistent.
Consistent,
Very consistent.
because they have their own sound.
And I even had an issue with the sound, but they fixed it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even the person that was supposed to be working the sound. Somebody
Right.
else just was knowledgeable that
Right.
worked there and was like, "Oh, I can fix that up for you right now."
Right.
So, they quickly fixed it. So,
Yeah, Delaware. They got
something
Delaware got to
like
come
that.
up on that Wilmington. Because there was a time when there were a lot of great music venues here, way back in the day, and you had sound systems. You know what I mean? Like if you really say that's what you want, make that investment. Make us want to come there.
Because no band wants to play on a PA system.
No,
Right.
you get a guy. There are a million great sound companies in Wilmington that'll come in and survey your room and put the appropriate sound system for your room in there. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't have to really figure it out. It's just be like, this is where I want them to play at, and they be like, all right, let me get to work.
Yep.
But then every time it's a new band, a new sound system, you like reconfiguring stuff and or don't ask me to play and then say I'm playing too loud. That's a whole nother.
Playing too loud.
No one's ever told me that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I've heard that before.
Now, let me ask you about your teaching.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're at Kumba, and you have a long-standing relationship with the Christiana Culture Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I went to a couple events that you have put together, along with the Christiana Culture Arts team and everything like that. What is it that the public here in Delaware, like those of us that want to hear and see those like block parties and stuff like that, what can we do?
Really, just
come out and support.
Yeah, come out and support. Like if we're Christina Cultural Arts Center, CCAC, that's where I really work from. It's because of them that I'm at Kaumba. So it's really about CCAC. So like we're starting to do more community outreach, meaning like we're starting to have events that are not just student centered. So we just had a silent party. So we're trying to do those things. So whenever we have those events, just come and support. And if you come to the event and it's not quite 100, just bear with us because some of these things are new to some of us, and so we're just trying to like get our footing, But once we get it, we're gonna kill it, But we plan on doing more stuff like silent parties, bowling nights, whatever, just different things, movie nights, so people can know that we're here and this is what we do and this is how we serve the community, just support. If we're having an event, if we're having a show, if you don't know who the artist is, if you don't know who the artist is, what you should know is that whenever I go to CCAC to a show, it's always a quality show, though. You understand what I'm saying? So
even if you're not familiar with the artist.
Even if you're not familiar.
Didn't you guys bring down, what was it, Snarky Puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I had never heard of them until you guys brought them down.
Listen, this is my plug for CCAC. Listen, we were the first to bring Esperanza Spalding when like nobody knew who she was. Next thing you know, boom, we brought Snarky Puppy. People knew who they were, trust me, but this is right before like they blew up,
Yeah, because didn't they get nominated with
the song with Layla Hathaway?
Layla Hathaway, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And right after that, they was we had them come through. I mean, we had Gregory Porter, So, like, if we have an artist and you don't know who it is, you should at least know it's going to be a good show.
Because
whoever.
You guys put y'all all on.
Right, and that's what we try to do. I mean, there's things that we'd like to do. Like, I would love to have the Hamiltons come to.
That's Anthony Hamilton's backing group, right?
Yeah, because they're hot. They're like really hot, but they're not so hot. Well, no, I'm trying to word it right because they're like really hot, but like it's not so out where like it's astronomical to get them. I was trying to word it right.
Yeah,
but they're on the bubble.
Not quite beyond.
Yeah, they're on the bubble right now.
Which means you better get them like now.
Right, and I think that CCAC when it comes to like shows, of course we want to be a home to local artist. We want to be a home to local artists. We want to serve you as an artist. We want to help you, reach your greatest potential. At the same time, we want to present to you artists that are on the bubble. Like, I think the Hamiltons are like right there.
Yeah, because I love the block parties. Like the first one I went to that was in the spring of 2016, I think it was, or summer 2016. I had never felt so much energy in Wilmington ever.
Oh, that was fun.
Ever.
That was fun.
Like, I mean, you had a couple little squabbles because some people just can't hold patience, liquor,
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Say
But-
swallow and my ears perk up. Sorry.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, but the energy was so like dog. I thought I was somewhere in Brooklyn or something, like in the
That's-
'90s. Like
That's what we want. We wanted.
like it was just so much energy, and everybody was so cool. Even like the cops was out there,
Mhm.
and everybody was just like, "Yo, we just here to enjoy the music." And it was one of those events that when you guys had to announce that you're wrapping it up and everything like that, it was like people was like, "Oh, damn."
Right.
What now? Like now, I need something else to do. Like I can't go home. I need something.
That's a whole
else to
nother
do.
thing. You want to talk about like nightlife and music venues, and that's a conversation. I feel like the powers that be.
Sorry.
I feel like the powers that be make decisions when a lot of them don't live here. On what?
Yeah,
I don't wanna-
we definitely have talked about that before.
Yeah.
Where like you just said, people that's making the decisions for Wilmington don't live in Wilmington. People that are making the decisions for the state and the county, some of them really don't live here. They might
Right.
have property here,
Yeah.
but they don't
Or
really.
they sit on those boards.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we should. I mean, something simple as like Wilmington downtown Wilmington like having like a Wawa.
Mhm.
That's a no brainer.
I want to put my bid in for a Chick-fil-A.
You can have that. No, I like Chick-fil-A.
Well, since we putting bids in, I want a Royal Farms.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Yes, because I will drive to go find Royal.
Royal Farms.
I will drive.
Let me tell you about me and him. We were coming from maybe the
It
Nomad
might
or
have been a
something,
Nomad or something.
and I was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna go to Royal
I'll bring the
Farms."
Kirkland Highway.
That's what I
that's
thought.
What he
Or
thought.
PA.
Yeah, I took him to
I was
Aspen.
like-
Yes, I done been there.
I was
too.
like, "There's one out here."
You should see his eyes. He was like, wow. He's like, yo, this is closer.
Yes.
I was like, "There's a Royal Farms."
You know what? This is so bad. This is so bad. Shout out to Planet Fitness because although I don't work out. Well, I don't work out. Period. Let me just not front. But I do not work out.
But shout out to them anyway.
The one down the street from that Royal Farms in Aston. How about I was going there? Squabbles was training with somebody, and they were meeting in Aston. So I would go and meet with them and do his training stuff and stop at the Royal Farms on the way home.
Because you passed the Royal Farms going to
You
Planet
cannot-
Fitness,
yeah,
and
you
then you
cannot-
passed it
yeah.
getting back to
I
95.
sure
You
did
cannot-
stop and got chicken. That's right.
Yeah, but every time we go, he breakfast sandwich.
Because
Something-
I'm
breakfast sandwich.
I'm a foodie, so
on.
I will find something. Now I love the chicken.
Darnell,
Yeah.
let me go back off topic. Well, on topic.
Mhm.
I ran across this girl yesterday, and you were talking about writing.
Uh-huh.
And of course, we were on the topic of artists in Delaware. This young lady posted a video yesterday morning of an answer, or I guess it's a remix to SZA's song "Weekend."
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
see that?
I haven't seen it.
She's at 300,000 views now. Just posted yesterday morning. She is from Delaware.
Really?
She killed that remix.
Wow.
Absolutely killed it. And I hadn't heard of her,
I hope
prior to
she-
yesterday. Shablina Bateman, you did that, girl.
Shablina, I want to hear that.
You did that. She wrote it. And I mean, even the creativity in the remix, because that SZA song is talking about, being the side chick and
Yeah,
being
yeah,
cool
yeah.
with it. She said, no, boo, we not doing that.
Oh, I
That
hope she
remix,
goes far.
That remix is that
Yeah,
work.
definitely hope so.
Yeah.
I hope she goes
Yeah,
far.
I'll share that with you.
y'all gotta find
because,
her.
yeah,
You
I
gotta
just
find her.
thought we were talking about writing and local artists and
Delaware, get out there
Yeah.
and support before she blow up.
that's right.
Support.
Because
Because
y'all, these small towns, they love to talk about you after you blow up instead of helping you on the
Exactly.
rise.
Yeah.
and stuff.
And I actually tagged a few people. I tagged one of the vice presidents at Def Jam, and I don't even think I told her that.
Okay, Queen.
But I did. I tagged her. I
Yo,
tagged
tell
John
me.
Coleman.
My radar is open.
Uh,
I'm looking. I
yeah.
need a team. I'm trying to.
Yeah. I tagged Alessia Cara's manager.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you do any PR work?
do I do what?
PR?
PR.
Or do you have any recommendations for PR? Because the reason I ask is that people such as Darnell and a couple other people I come across would like to have PR, but we're in the social media sphere where
Yeah.
certain PR people kind of like, it's like, not even, I can't even say Puffy in the 90s. It's kind of like, you know, just...
Puffy in the 90s was working.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, but these people just seem like, I'm your PR person, but I say my name first.
Yeah,
then
they
yours.
doing a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of it.
Like, I thought PR was like somebody in the back to push you out there and say, well, I need you to do this because we don't want to deal with this.
This is why.
But you got some people that they just tagging along, Instagramming and stuff like that. I mean, that's more of a social media manager, if anything.
It's about getting behind the artist and helping to push that brand. You know what I mean? You get behind. Your name don't need to be out front and on stuff. It's in the small print down there. You'll get credit, but push that artist. It's definitely a huge part of branding. And I honestly would recommend, if you're looking for a PR person, look for somebody in Cali or New York. And it's a shame. I really would like to say to work with somebody in somebody local. I don't know. Maybe we need to start creating some of those resources because...
Or start training people. Because the thing I find here in Delaware is that people's definitions of roles are all messed up. Like,
oh my goodness.
Anything from when people say, oh, I'm having a fashion show, but I got people up there pop locking and ironed on t-shirts and stuff like that. Like, okay, where's the fashion?
And that word promoter, I'm just so done with that. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just so done with it.
Yeah, because people just toss promoter on.
It's
like,
too many.
Whatever. You
can't be a promoter just because you get a glossy flyer done. That's not promoting.
Darnell sitting there laughing, but I know he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be PC.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let y'all poke me into this.
You definitely gotta reach outside. Don't be afraid to reach outside of Delaware for resources.
Which I do.
And you got to think of, and not only that, when you think of yourself as an artist, am I going to be a local artist or do I want to be a global artist?
There you go.
And there's a difference. If you cool with being local, then keep doing
what that's great. Yeah.
Keep doing what you do. We're not knocking it. But honestly, and I think I said this before, like if you want my help, if you want to work with me, yeah, I got to get beyond these borders. Like my education, I can't.
Look,
I can't just.
I had a taste. I had a taste. You can't. Once you have a taste, you can't go back.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you know that it's available to you. Yep. And it's there.
It's
and
there. Exactly. Why would you? Why would you stifle your talent?
Yeah, I can get it. I know I can get it. I just need the right. I need the right engine.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be an independent artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get out of this thing. Mm-hmm. We don't have a radio station, so don't get caught up in radio.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in radio, not even PA radio. Just make good choices.
Well,
and be humble enough. Be humble enough, and you were talking about this. Be humble enough to connect with somebody that's a little, to where you're trying to
and be teachable.
Or get yourself a mentor. I have a mentor.
Yeah.
I do have a mentor. I have 2 mentors, and I'm 44 years old. Did I really tell everybody that? Anyway.
But you look good.
Yes,
thank you, Darnell. Thank you, Lindsay. I have 2 mentors. One of the VPs, one of the directors over at Sony is my mentor. I can call him and talk to him about anything. Anything.
You know Chauncey?
I've heard it. Okay. I've heard that name. I don't know him personally. Okay. Yeah, I
haven't seen him in a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, but my mentor's been here quite a few times to a lot of the Kiss Jam when they used to have them, the Kiss Jam competitions.
For Tony Q messed that up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my fault. Y'all say that?
You did say that. You need to edit that.
I'm
But anyway.
Very quiet.
Anyway.
Darnell, I'm like, okay.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got CDs to sell.
Hey, so does any of the viewers have questions for Darnell?
Do we have any questions? I'm cool with that.
Darnell, anything you want to share?
Well, Shannon Lowley did give you a shout out. He says you were the best guitarist in the area,
he did.
Hands down. And he said, "What's up to me and Prina? What's up, Shannon?"
Hey, Shannon.
I paid Shannon 3G management. I paid you. I paid him to do that.
Hey, and it looked like Courtney commented on something that we were talking about earlier. And I'm sorry, guys, that we're kind of back and forth. But you sitting here talking to Darnell. It's
I know we got so caught up in it.
Because we was only supposed to be 30 minutes. Definitely into an hour.
I love music.
All these rabbit
I
holes.
love music.
Me
Music
too.
is that's my thing. Music and marketing, and not particularly.
I'm a music
like order,
nerd. I love music. I love liner notes. I love, like, I love all that. I love stories behind.
And you know
albums
the thing
and
that I
that.
love about you is that you have no problem going to see another band playing and just showing your energy with them, like
gotta
they
be
grooving
like
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah, because if
Like,
you're good, you're
some
good.
people sit there and be like, "All right, it's whatever," but you get there and you become a fan.
If you're good, you're good.
You can become a fan.
I'm a fan of many people in this area. Like I'm a fan of many people. Even if I don't get to go to all of your shows, just know I listen to your stuff at home.
He's showing support, which is what artists
You know,
need to do.
I don't
should
have
be
to
showing
publicly
support
say
to
it
other
because I
artists.
do it. Like I don't have to publicly. I'm listening. I just do it because I like the music. Like I love listening to Richard Raw. Like you know what I'm saying. I love listening to Angela Chic. I may not go to every show, but I'm at home listening.
Now, speaking of listening, how can people hear your new stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm glad you asked that. So the single "Bastard" is out now. iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, all those formats. You might have to type in the word "bastard." If you type in Darnell Miller, an old white guy comes up.
Trump.
Yeah, I had that experience.
So now, like, the new hashtag is Darnell Miller, not the country singer. You can go to Reverb Nation.
Because didn't you do on your Instagram a snippet of Memphis or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Because you like to tease people like that.
well, that's what you do.
Yeah.
I learned that from the master, Prince.
What's your Instagram? What's your social media?
All right.
contact?
Thank you for keeping me on to see. You
I
already
want to go hear it.
you already
That's
on the
why I
team.
asked. I wanna
So
go
the
to
Instagram is Darnell K. Miller.
Yeah, it should be on the screen.
Okay.
My
Cool.
Twitter is Darnell K. Miller, and I'm tweeting more now, so it's just good.
Nice.
If you really want to hear my thoughts, on Twitter. My Facebook is Darnell Miller. My Reverb Nation is Darnell Miller. And my SoundCloud is Darnell Miller. I'm actually
Way
going
to keep that brand together. I like that.
So I'm going to upload 2 new songs on SoundCloud probably sometime this week. But the album, I just need to finish like artwork and stuff like that. So the album's done. It's mastered. It was engineered by Richie Rubini, another great artist from Delaware, and it was mastered by it was mastered by Jake Morelli. He's from Philly. He's an amazing guitar player. He's played for everyone. His wife is Dante, who just happens to be Questlove's sister. I don't want to put his business out there, but that's.
You say it's all connected.
It's all connected. But I've known Jake for a while. He's a great guitar player, and he's like, I'm mastering now. I was like, can you master this record? So I'm looking for 3 weeks. So I have to release this before. Excuse me, I'm spitting. You see me spitting? I have to release this before the 30th because I want my project to be eligible for a Homie Award.
Ooh,
So the Homie Awards is not just Delaware, but Delaware, Philly, Maryland, D.C.
Okay.
It's like local music awards.
Okay.
So I want to make sure I'm eligible.
a Homie Award.
Yeah, and this year they're usually at World Cafe Live, but since Live Nation's taken over, I think the Homie Awards are going to be in Arden.
Okay.
So still keeping it local,
It's so local.
and so I'm trying to just get every category I can,
That's
and for my
awesome.
and for my band, and
Pretty cool.
you can also find me Facebook, The Soul Dares. So I have a side project that we'll probably start recording officially soon.
And speaking of Soul Dares, we got them coming up this Wednesday, right?
This Wednesday at the Nomad at 9:00, and I talked to the guys and girl yesterday. We want to play this week. We're ready to play. We're ready to play. So
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know every first Wednesday, Darnell and the Soul Dares play. So if you just come out for an hour or so, they usually set time usually about 9:00. If you stay, you have enough drinks, you'll close it out with them around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and everything. You might go to work groggy, but you'll go to work having a great time.
So the night is all about music. It's about spontaneity. It's about good times, good drinks, whatever. We always have a special feature drink or two each
Oh,
month.
that's right, because this is Danita's birthday
So
week.
we have our own bartender, Danita.
Oh, wow.
So it's her birthday week. So there's a drink for her, and then I asked her to do this drink. I discovered that's a Brazilian drink called Capriana. Capriana is great. So we got two special drinks. We don't have a feature this month, but we have a guest musician this month, Duder. He's going to be playing drums this month.
Okay.
Y'all know Duder from Alicia Keys, Lauryn Hill, Music Soul, shout out everybody. So he's going to be sitting there on
Duder's
drums.
funky.
Yeah, Duder's dope. Whenever Duder's like my John Blackwell. Like, he knows, he knows what he's doing.
And
behind the
Duder
camera.
just goes into the zone, and then when you get to your little break, he's like, "Oh, hey, man, what's going on? Hey." Like, where you got that energy from, though? I thought
Oh,
you
that's
was
him.
up there.
That's because he runs
But yo,
every day.
he's good, man. He's good. And I'm looking forward to seeing
And
the show.
we have a playlist every month now that is featured on that we put on Spotify. So I create this playlist. I curate it. I like that word better, curate it. I curate a playlist of just tunes that we play in between breaks, and if you like it, you can go to Spotify the day after and have the basement in your home. That's branding. See?
Yes,
Yeah, we
I'm
know
already
you big
putting-
on Brandon.
yes, it is.
Before it's all said and done, I'm gonna have my own tequila. I'm gonna have my own cigar. I'm gonna have my own foodie show. I'm gonna have it all. I'll be like Sammy Hagar. He's one of my inspirations. Is Sammy
One of
Hagar.
my friends is right now. You know, Tony Bearded Wonder.
Oh yeah, Jehovah's Chosen.
Yeah.
Everybody says we look alike.
That's my buddy. You guys do.
Everybody says we look
You guys
alike.
do. You
I've
talking
met him
about
once or
food, and
twice.
he's writing a cookbook. He's
See?
writing a cookbook, and I was.
Tony knows. Shout out to Jehovah's Chosen. They was the scariest choir back in the day. They scared me.
Scariest choir?
Because the stuff they was doing, like, anybody either came from Jehovah's Chosen or Ty Tribbett and GA. Jehovah's Chosen was like, they were like out there.
Mm-hmm.
But Jehovah's Chosen was just scary. Like, I saw them one night, and they was like singing like, you got to fight the power in church. You got to fight the power that beat. And they was doing like, at the time, what's that Roots album? Things Fall Apart.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, Elephant Dynamite. So they would do that in the show. Like they was just like they were out there. Ty was like an explosion. Like I always tell this story about the time Ty was at this church in Jersey, and they all came out in straight jackets.
Oh wow!
Banging this thing. Right then and there, I was like, "Yo, I could hang with them," not knowing I would be with them years later.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
But yeah, be there Wednesday night, 9:00. Don't miss it.
Cool.
We're gonna have a good time. We're ready to play. Like we're ready to play. And when the project drops, we'll have a album release or something. I'm trying to find a venue in Delaware. Can't do it. It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Something to come up though, man. I got
Yeah.
faith in people in Delaware. I mean,
Yeah.
Hopefully, some things will come together and Delaware can have their own, Black Lilies and stuff like
I know
that.
of a
you
spot.
know?
I know of a spot. Not to tell you offline,
Mhm.
but I really like the spot. I just can't get over the reputation of the spot. So I like the look of the venue.
Mhm.
I've actually looked at it for a listening party for an artist that I actually work with, but I just can't get over.
Does it have sound and lighting?
Hmm.
That's because I need sound and
I
lighting.
can't get past the reputation spot though, but yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about that off air.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, but man, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. This podcast is still in its early stages.
You want me to come back?
Unlike other podcasts, we do both the audio and the video, and I'm just pretty much a one-man show back and forth. And I thank Prina for taking time out
Prina.
to come through.
Hey.
And actually, she really makes the show because she keeps me on point. And like I said, I just love her. I love to hear her talking about music. She goes
Yeah, we
in.
can talk on. I already know.
Yeah.
She'll pull up her little soapbox and be like, let me school you with my 44-year-old self.
I'm old.
Let's see.
And she goes in. But,
Y'all need to
Darnell, man, I appreciate you taking your time. 'Cause
Man.
I know you've had a heck of a month.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just December 3rd,
I mean, I didn't even, I got to tell you everything that's coming up, so course, the basement. And if Linda, if you're still online, that we're going to continue with it. So we're going to keep doing the basement, and then this project is going to come out. Plus, now I'm doing, two of my songs are going to be featured in a film called Viscera. I hope I get that. And it's directed by Anthony Spadaccini, Fleet Street Films. So two of Bastard and Come Home, which is off of the EP. It's going to be featured in the movie. Plus, I wrote another song. Well, I actually collabed with a local artist, Angela Chic, and we're doing a duet for this movie as well. That'll be out. The movie will be out spring 2018. I think he's trying to have the soundtrack come out
prior.
Then I'm gonna, try to do a Soul Dares single, not album yet. Because like the Soul Dares themselves have different projects. Like Mike is working on his own project, our keyboard player, and so they all have different projects. And our guitar player is playing for Dietrich Haddon right now, so But I'm gonna do a
Talking about Tom.
Yeah, Tom and his brother actually.
Oh, okay.
Playing for Dietrich Haddon. But I am going to get in the studio with the Soul Dares because it's really long overdue. And then we're really trying to get Nikki Blue in the studio.
Nikki Blue's the Soul Dare singer.
She's like India Davenport to our Brand New Heavies.
Okay.
Like India really wasn't a member. She was just a feature vocalist.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hopefully she'll do her own thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I just want to start like working with other artists too. Like I want to work with. I've told Naja a million times though. I want to work with Naja Nicole.
Okay, one more time, run them social media links down, man.
All right, so you got Twitter, Darnell K Miller. You got Instagram. I call it print, as I call it, Printstagram. Instagram, Darnell K Miller. Facebook, Darnell Miller. Reverb Nation, Darnell Miller. SoundCloud, Darnell Miller. Did I miss one? I think I got them all.
No, because you got Twitter and Instagram is both Darnell K Miller, so that's solid branded. Then, Then you got Facebook and
SoundCloud and Reverb Nation, Darnell Miller. All one word. Just type it on in. And I'm trying to do an acoustic tour starting January, so let me know if you want me to come to your city and open up for someone.
And definitely Delaware, start coming out and supporting, man. Support them now while they're young. And when they blow up, young career-wise.
Yeah, man, because what I'm trying to get? I'm trying to play as much as possible next year. Festivals, whatever. Just try and play. And be on the lookout for the CD release party. I don't know when that's going to be as soon as I find a venue. It might be at CCAC. I might just do that because that's home.
Home is where charity starts.
So we'll see.
That's what's up, man. Everybody, thank you. We're going to wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Thank you guys so much.
Got to give a quick behind the scenes shout out to, Ivan Thomas. Ivan Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. He's been taking some snapshots and everything, and he's been staying in my SHIT for trying to get the dual cameras, but I'm working with limited resources.
It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. We're gonna be remote next time.
But as we was talking before the podcast, I just wanted to get it out there, get it started. So
you plant the seed, man. Let me tell you something. What you're doing is great, and the energy that's here between you two is great. I think it's a great balance. I think more people are going to watch, not just people in Delaware, but people all over. First of all, the name of the show is going to grab them. Like, what does that mean? And you're going to get people from like all races, all cultures, because the name is going to grab them because they're going to think it's one thing. When they get here, they're like, wow, that's dope. And they're going to love what you bring to the table, and they're going to love what you bring to the table.
Because she brings a lot of knowledge to the table. A lot of knowledge.
But so do you. I mean, you be joking around and stuff, but like you bring a lot.